this grand final, battling for their slice of the 10,000 euros in this tournament. And actually, Orianna is taken away from HWA. We've seen that before. Basically the same ban so far. Aurelia from Aces High taken away. Strong top laner and strong mid laner respectively. And I mean,
I'm expecting Lissandra or Cassidy. Cassidy might not get banned by HWA, but it would be picked if it's left open, I think.
I think you're right. I think Fabulous could definitely could play a fantastic casting game. But then this is what we were talking about before, is if you're asking how Gnar slipped through 3 games previously, and it's when stuff like this happens. You have such powerful plays on one particular champion, they want to ban it out, but then they have to sacrifice one. So we'll see. Gnar is actually taken away this time. So Aces High,
getting banned.
Happy to get rid of this one. Of course, Jarvan's already been taken away. HWA perhaps going to be taking Theocles' Pantheon away. You previously did play Vi and played it to great effect. So we'll see where they take this one. You're right. You said you're expecting to see a lot of mid lane bans. So far, only one.
Yeah, I think if HWA go the same route they did last time, they don't ban Lissandra or Caston, or have the hopes of picking up Caston, which we do see it finally taken away, then we could be looking at a lot of the same mistakes we had happen in the first game.
Yeah, they just don't want Thaldrin on Caston.
I'm expecting like a Pantheon ban here.
Pantheon ban, but then I don't think they would first pick it. You think Stonehenge wants Pantheon so much so that they would secure it for the first? You do? Okay.
I think you would take that. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see how they respond. Yeah,
I think he would over our Sejuani, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that Sejuani is that other option, that 4th option, which we are starting to see more and more of. Yep, they do take Syndra again away from WTC, something we saw in Game 1 as well from Aces. So no change to their bans from Aces High. They're quite happy with how that previous game went, and that's reflected in their bans. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and go for a similar composition as well. Aces High, the same picks worked from before, and it looks like HWA are going to look to secure Janna, taking that away from Dumbledog, which we did, of course, see him on in Game 1.
Yeah, only 1 death that whole game. Almost went the entirety without dropping a single death here. But I'm expecting Pantheon to be picked up for the side of Aces High to match in, or not to match in, but a takeaway from Stonehenge to force him on Sejuani yet again. I mean, Sejuani ultimates were okay, but he didn't really have the same read into the ganks of Theocles, since Theocles pretty much went unhindered in every single one of his ganks. But the Janna, again, like you're saying, very standard pick. You know, take away from Dumbledore, give it over to Lelouch. Great disengage if you need it. The heal that comes out of it, and that shield can always save an AD carry, or anyone, to be honest. Yeah,
you're right, and especially when you start seeing the Magi's, like on Dumbledog's build, starts getting that 20 stacks. That's a whole lot of AP. That's a big shield as well. I've been hovering over the Graves for a while now. Nardius, of course, a real force to be reckoned with on Corki previously, and given the options, it looks like they're going to be first picking that Graves, taking that one away from Zeetnot, and we're probably going to be seeing that same matchup in that bot lane, the Graves-Corki matchup, which we can rinse and repeat, and it can have a different outcome every single time.
Yeah, so, I mean, Lissandra, though, this time picked up yet again here. Might be going to Energy, might go to Thaldrin. Not sure, just like a Caston pick. We could see Lissandra Xerath. Remember we saw it with SK Prime. It was Lissandra top lane, Xerath middle. And Lissandra just come down, ult him, and then Xerath would rain in the ultimates to just hit him with every single charge, and that'd be guaranteed kills. I don't understand why Lee Sin would be picked up here after they passed up on it last time, maybe because they were focusing on that team comp. But a Graves, you know, Graves, sorry, Nardis bottom lane with that one. If you get going, you can be so damn deadly. And, you know, we saw him 1v1 Zeitnot quite a few times on Corki when he had a Trinity Force compared to a pickaxe. Like, that's how far ahead Nardis was.
Yeah, he was. I mean, that's kind of what happens, seems to be happening, I guess, in the bot lane is 180 carry of the two will always get so very far ahead. So we haven't really had an even lane, and if we have, it's been because of the constant jungle presence, forcing both of them back. And here we have a different pick, actually, once again. First the Jinx surprising us, and now Lucian, something that's perhaps fallen from grace, and fallen a bit out of flavor recently, is going to be secured, as is the Lee Sin, which you weren't expecting.
Yeah, was not accessing Lee Sin because it was left open last time. Why not get it then? But it seems like they wanted to go around their certain comp that they had with the Morgana top lane. So maybe that's something that they were intending to go for. But there's also the other side of that, HWA forcing him to play Lee Sin.
Yeah, I guess it was a case of that. And I mean, Stonehenge, I haven't seen his performance on Lee Sin. It's not something we've seen him on before. And so this is kind of it's going to be a make or break for HWA. A new jungler. Well, a new jungle pick, I should say. Of course, not a new jungler. They've been with this with Stonehenge for quite a while. And we do have 2 more secured picks. Actually, we are going to be seeing Theocles now on Sejuani for the Aces High side. And we said before that that is kind of becoming that 4th pick in this tournament. And We are going to be seeing Sejuani locked in, as is the Nami. So we have that confirmed bot lane. Graves now and Nami going alongside each other in the bottom.
It'd be cool to see Xerath to round things out with that comp. Because then you have like double lockdown for easy Xerath ultimates.
Yeah.
But obviously he will have the opportunity or energy here to counterpick what he's up against. Or Thaljan maybe, because then again, Lissandra still could go middle like we saw in just the game prior. We're going to find out. And the Nami bottom lane, sustain versus no sustain. The bubble going to be really hard to hit against the Lucian that has that dash. So it's going to be very tough for Dumbledore to really hit any of his guaranteed CC.
Okay. And then over the other side of things, HWA have been picking up the Ahri and Maokai, so that's safe top laner now for Fabulous. Bit of a contrast to the Morgana that we saw in Game 1. And in the mid lane, WTC going to be picking up Ahri. We've seen how much potential an Ahri can have, and assassination potential an Ahri can have in that mid lane in just the game prior as well. And so for going into this one, it is that flexible Lissandra pick. That's what we need to address here. He's Thaldrin. Has had his Kassadin taken away from him. He knows he's going up against a Maokai. We could potentially see a top laner and seeing that Lissandra mid. Ahri versus Lissandra is a matchup that I can see Lissandra doing okay in, with her ultimate locking down the Ahri while she's using her charges, but it does involve good ganks from Energy. Energy? That would be impressive. Theocles.
Well, it looks like with that last pick being locked in, it would be a mid lane Lissandra and a top lane Karma.
Just wait for them. There you go. You are correct. I saw the little panic there.
Heart was like, crap.
No, so yeah, you're absolutely right. Oh, they're playing with us. They're toying with us, Jason. As you can see, they are swapping it back, and actually, looks like... I'm not going to talk about this until they finish.
Because Karma can keep healing in that top lane. But I think they have till 20 seconds before they do have to make their final lock-ins. But yeah, bot lane, I feel like mid lane is where it's really going to come down to. I don't even know why I said bot lane. Because of the whole Karma, if it's locked in, and the Ahri kind of matchup, where, again, Karma can snare Ahri, so through those 3 charges of her ultimate, she can lock her down, so it looks like it will be there. Lissandra top lane, again, can teleport in, can just walk in and really put in the pain. I think it all comes to the back of Stomage, though. Can he make his Lee Sin work like his Sejuani didn't? Especially early game, because he wasn't present early game on Sejuani.
Not whatsoever, and I think he kind of got into the mindset that his ultimate is what the composition needed, so he tried to get his ultimate as soon as possible, and it just didn't work out. It just ended up in us not seeing too much of him in the early game. By that time, then he was like, okay, I'm relevant. They were like, well, 5 members of the enemy team are now, so it's kind of
like
give and
6 and 0 at that point.
Oh god, yeah, in the mid lane especially. So yeah, all kind of yet to be seen really with this composition. And talking of compositions, we should kind of address how it's going to be going down for HWA side of things. They have that Twisted Advance, they have the Charm, they have the knock-up, of course, from Lee Sin and Janna. They have these ways in to kind of perhaps slow down and engage from the Aces high side of things with that Sejuani and Lissandra. So much AoE I see on the side. Even the enhanced Q of energy, that's AoE. That's more damage that you can expect to see.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see where this one goes. Obviously, we are in on the Rift, guys. You can hear it already. We'll jump on straight up, put that on your screens. And as we go on into this one, we'll talk a little bit more about those compositions after we run down the rosters. HWA, Fabulous Maokai with that Twisted Defense. Has that lockup in the top lane. Stomage, first kind of debut on Lee Sin in the mid lane. WTC on Ahri. Actually using that Ignite, you can tell he really wants to be taking down Energy. Energy doing the same, though. And Zeetnot and Lelouch in that bot lane on Lucian, slight surprise, and Janna.
And over on the other side here for Aces High, we have Thaljan playing on Lissandra, Theocles on Sejuani, Energy on Karma, Nardus on Graves, and Double Dog on the Fish, Nami.
See where this one goes, and so they've got that lockup potential. Really interesting to see where this one goes. Oh, actually, talking where this one goes, Thaldrin is trying to make a move around the back, and I think that would be a bit of a mistake considering Ahri's presence has been made known. Instead, backing out of this one with that nice deep ward on Gromp. They want to. You can see both teams putting pretty higher priority on knowing where the junglers are going to be starting. Theocles heading back to base. He's not interested in starting with the disadvantage there. 1 minute 20 on the clock, so minions going to be spawning any second now. And you can see already they're shaping up to have Fabulous kicking off with Raptors.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, remember the game we saw earlier on with SKP and BPI? It was, hey, let's invade you. We're trying to take your Raptors and punish you and force you to stick with your jungle for a little bit. But it doesn't look like it's going to be done here on the side of Aces High. They're not going to try to bother about that and then just kind of go away for free here. But the lane swap's coming in, and I believe it's been spotted out. There is an enemy ward put in. Maybe the vision actually didn't spot John and Lucian head towards the top side, but So this will be HWA instigating this 2v1 lane up against Lissandra and forcing Maokai to play 1v2. And Maokai gonna do pretty decent in that lane.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Maokai doing it before. We saw that it is, I mean, it's possible. We saw, in fact, in the SK Prime game, it was Beansu just doing a relatively good job.
He's going in for a gank already. Instead of top point down, he's going for a gank on the middle here on the energy.
He's thinking about it. He has that twisted advance to lock up energy, and one charm from WTC is all it will take to secure a very early first blood. Energy.
Stone Mage is there now. Oh man, they're committing a huge amount of time for this.
But look, there's a presence of Raptors. It wouldn't take them long to go out and help them. Fabulous is making an appearance. Energy, it'd be wise to just flash right now. He's flashed for the Twisted Advance. Flash in response, though. They want to do something. That the charm doesn't land, and it's just a pipe dream backing away from that one. And Energy, someone has forced, but so was Fabulous. And in the meantime, don't forget, in that top lane, you've just got Lucian happily taking away the farm. Theocles has been forced, and so, I mean, sorry, Thaldrin's just been forced to just hang out with his buddy on the bear. Pick up as much CS as possibly can. Stomage in a similar position with Fabulous.
Such a huge commitment for that, and it didn't even work out. Yeah, they got the flash, but it caused the flash out of WCCN, caused the flash out of Fabulous. And Aces High, honestly, coming out ahead in that little bit of a trade here. So we're going to find out if they can kind of take this and make it snowball a little bit. I hate to keep saying that word, but it's such a perfect term for this. If they can kind of snowball this and take it through, you know, into the later stages of this early game. If they can punish WTCN now for having no flash.
Yeah, look at Xeno.
Actually, they might be. Dumbledogs coming in and Thaldrin. Oh my. They're going to turn this around on them.
Aces High want to make a move. HWA surely realizes, oh no, WTC, why didn't you flash away? Because he used it earlier in the game.
Exactly, that's why they're punishing him.
Oh, and a beautiful punishment there from Aces High. They knew there was no way out for RO pre-level 6, and they just laughed their way to the bank, pick up first blood. 5.6 to 4.8 now on the gold, already tipping in this favor of Aces High. That was, I mean, that was a huge error.
Well, and both AD carries keeping the lanes frozen as well, so there's no point for Thaldrin and Fabulous to even return to a lane just yet. That's why I see them, you know, being able to gank like this, and even pings are already being made towards Dragons, so maybe they actually might go for it here with their heading back to base. They need Theocles though to, you know, join the party. But this is an interesting start here out of both these teams.
It definitely feels like Aces High have got a good game plan at this stage. Hercules and Thaldrin. I feel like we're not going to be seeing too much of Thaldrin for a while. Of course, he's been kind of cut out of this game simply by the presence of a lane swap.
Hey, the problem is that he can't go to this lane because it's being frozen. The only real way to counter, you know, a lane being frozen is to shove it into their turret then. But if he's going to extend that far, he's probably going to die unless the jungler joins him. So that's one way to kind of break the freeze. But it seems like both teams really want to focus on an ARAM style with their AD carries both top and bottom and just kind of have everyone else join middle.
This is something we don't so often see. Energy, but I may be caught out. I don't know. His team's there to follow him up, though. Stomage is so very low. Exhaust is used. Stomage just going to be auto-attacked to death. Thaldrin putting the last icicle into the back of him. And now Fabulous is going to be going down as well, too, already. As HWA looking wounded.
This is such a weird game.
I don't know what's going on. Aces High, they've grouped mid, 4-man mid with just these AD carries. I have to highlight these. Just see, not hanging out, and CS. And guess what's happening in the bot lane? Exactly the same story. Nadia's freezing it by his turret, picking up that CS. In the meantime, there's just this brawl in mid lane. They're going to be taking the dragon, or going to be trying to.
Well, because they have the AD carry bottom, it's like, all right, well, this is easy for us.
It aids them, exactly. Yeah, and this lane swap that's been kind of forced upon Aces High, they're like, okay, well, that means you don't have an AD carry for the dragon fight. What are you going to do? You don't even have your jungler, as they know they took him out of the fight. And actually, saying they don't have their jungler, he is going to get there in time. Stomage going for a steal is a potential option here. Let's see. Theocles is just trying to body block this one away, and in the meantime, WTC's been caught out Thaldrin as well, but not enough. The attack boost buff is going to be secured by Aces High. They back away, and I mean, that is a tough situation to be in. 4-0.
He smited too early right there, and Theocles being patient, just waited for his moment, and Nardis wasn't even close to really help out with that one, and yet they pick up the 4 first kills of the game. They pick up the first dragon. There's not really a head in CS, I guess, in the end of things, but it doesn't matter at this point. They're looking solid.
So solid. 6:30. So only 6 minutes into this game, and I mean, this Karma mid pick is something that I haven't seen for a good time. I mean, I've even seen more Karma top than I have Karma mid, and so seeing that in the hands of Energy, seeing him already 0-0-4, that's going to be giving him about 2,100 gold to go on back to the shop with. We'll see what he's going to be picking up. In fact, opting for the Morellonomicon he's going to be heading. He picks up the Forbidden Idol and a bit of sustain with those health pots. In the meantime, the AD carries have done some shopping as well and picked up exactly the same items. They're pretty much identical at this stage. 55 to 53, a BF sword and a Doran's blade.
Wow, Stomage is being pushed out of his own jungle. He can't even farm wolves.
He wants the little one. He gets the little one. But Mama's going to be angry about that. Oh, Charm just missing out. WTC has. I don't know if we've seen a strong connected Charm yet from him on Ari. Crooks, of course, showing us how to play Ari earlier on today.
Well, credit to Energy for just dodging around them the majority of the time. Even that first gank that came in, he was able to just walk by it instead of having to flash it.
Yep, quick fingers, managing to evade most of those skill shots thrown out. And Dumbledog has been spending a whole lot of his time in that mid lane just supporting Karma. And I mean, I understand why. Of course, these solo AD carries perhaps not going to be doing so for so long as Fabulous and Thaldred have returned to the top lane. And we're seeing an all too familiar sight, Lissandra up against Maokai.
It's just this whole mid lane's been a danger zone for this game. I mean, we're 8 minutes in now, and all of the kills have kind of been around this position except the one towards Dragon. And it comes down to, you know, Aces High, again, the lead they have, can they continue to make this grow? Can they really punish HWA for letting them get these easy 4 kills? Nautilus bomb side, though, getting very low on HP, forced to flash. And he almost got actually just completely dropped by the damage Zaytnot was able to do.
That's the Janolution lane that we know and love and seen timeless amount of times before. And I mean, the danger that is they're present now when it gets the BF Soul, gets that extra AD, and then you include a Janna Shield with the enhanced AD on the back of that, and you really cannot win out on these trades, especially when you're solo. Nadius, of course, doesn't have that support just yet. In saying that, Theocles is making an appearance, doesn't have the mana pool to really do anything but push this wave away, and if he did, I think it would probably cost him a good chunk of his health bar. In the meantime, though, they are trying to make a move for it. Flash is forced onto Lelouch, knock up there in response, as we do see Dumbledog making a move. In the meantime, that blue buff is having a bit of an altercation. WTCN fighting for the right to keep it. Does get away to secure that one, and you look at that gold lead already. We said 5,000 was a surprise at 16 minutes last game, and now at 9 minutes already, seeing about 2,000, almost 3,000 gold separating these two guys.
I wouldn't be surprised to see that kind of lead yet again at this rate, with them just continuing to make it grow. I mean, they're waiting for Duran to come back up before there's any major team fights. You know, let the Theocles farm, let him get the signs he needs. Stomage still at level 5, hasn't hit level 6 just yet, doesn't have that ultimate. On the rest of the lanes, they're doing fairly well. 2-0-2 again for Thal. Remember, guys, this is the League of Legends Turkey International Invitational. They went to our grand finals. It's a best of 5 here. The Aces High already one map in the lead, and we are on Tournament Realm, so it's on 4.21. It's on the latest patch before the 5 patches came, or the 5 series has come out, with 5.1 on live right now. So, you know, there's no gates coming in through the bases.
No ZZ Rot portals.
None of those, and also no nerfs / buffs to a lot of different champions here.
Yeah, we'll see. Really intriguing to see, actually, how that Deathfire Grasp pick is going to affect the Ari pick rate. As you can already see, Nardis is going pretty low. Exhaust onto him, Ignite in return, though. Heal is used as well. Summoners left, right, and center. He flashes away. Theocles wants this one, and he does secure it with a flash of his own. And Lelouch now left, wondering what to do, and realizing Energy's making an appearance. He knows he's so very much in trouble. Knock up there onto Theocles. He wants to take someone with him, but it's not going to happen. Slowed and executed by Nardius there. And Nardius picks up 1. Got 2 assists off the back of that as well. And yet to get off the starting line, HWA looking a bit weak, and Stomage just kicking on in. Fabulous is there to respond, and I don't think they have the damage to do this. He has no mana either. Dumbledore going low. Stomage takes 1. That's finally going to get them off the starting line. Nardius, 1 hit away, make it 2. Does secure it with his E, and he pays the price, but they do get off that starting line I was just highlighting before. In the meantime, actually, we missed out on WTC just shattering the Lissandra in the hands of Thaldrin, and WTC is going to be happy with that to back away. And that does give him a little bit of gold. Levels out the discrepancy that was present, or a little bit, of course, 3,900 to just 3,200. So there's still a good 600 gold or so separating the two mid laners. But then again, when you have 6 assists already, Energy definitely a bit well off.
Yeah, that was a 4-for-3 trade in favor of Aces High right there. I mean, they were able to pick up Zaytnot, Lelouch, Fabulous, and Stomage. Their TCM was the only one able to survive, and he was, sorry, 1v1ing up against Thaldrin there. But again, like you pointed out, 1-0-6 now for Energy, 2-1-2 for Thaldrin, 3-0-2 for Theocles. They are just getting really far ahead. And again, we wonder back to the first game, you know, are they going to make these cocky plays that ended up costing them? And
yeah,
Right, bottom, I mean, it was, I don't say it was a cocky play. It was them trying to make a play, but if you get, too aggressive, sometimes they can be turned around on you and the other team can capitalize off of it.
I think you're right. And I think at the moment it's been more of a case of just HWA initial mistake. You know how we were saying before, we were saying, like, if the same thing happens again, if Aces High pull off the double kill dragon, then again, HWA are going to be in trouble. And then we go and see HWA trying to do their own version of that, which is get an early kill middle. And all it ended up with was a wasted summoner, a dead WTC. It felt like it backfired. And
they should have expected that when they didn't even see Thaldrin anywhere. Or, sorry, Thaldrin or Dumbledore anywhere on the map.
Oh, I think we're ready to go back on into game. They have unpaused the game, so we'll throw it back away from our hideous faces and back on into the League of Legends. 14.4 to 18.4, so 4,000 gold, Jason. We were saying that the gold was around 5 to 6,000 at the 60-minute mark previously, and it's going that way again. See,
and energy now, he's got 2,000 gold to spend. So that Merlinalicon's going to be done when he heads back to base here in just a few, and that's going to make things a little bit more difficult. It's going to make it so you can shove in a little bit quicker. The cooldown reduction going to be huge for energy.
Yep, double doors to Morelos. We've seen that exact path taken by Thaldrin as well in that top lane. He's got exactly the same items, and those 2 kills have helped him get there at about the same time as his mid laner, considering the, about what is there, 20 CS, 30 CS standing between the 2 of them. And now, Theocles, yet to really show his face in the lane, other than bottom. Other than the initial gank, of course, it's going to be sat on a pretty decent scoreline, 3-0-2. See, those two of those kills were picked up in the bottom lane, and now Theocles and the gang going to be kicking off onto that dragon buff. Lelouch is going to be trying to perhaps get a bit of vision on it. Currently, there's nothing. There is the ward. They can at least have a timer, but that's all they're going to get as dragon buff number 2 is secured by Aces High.
Yep, and well, now things become even more difficult because of the damage they're able to do to towers here. And they haven't taken a single one yet this game, and Lelouch kind of getting baited in here. Sejuani coming from the side, Nardus on the other side. Lelouch might get locked down by the tidal wave, gets knocked up here. Thockley's not going for him just yet here, trying to look for Zeitnot. He misses the ultimate completely. That's one thing you can't do on a Mumu. And Zeitnot now trying to turn around with the Coley. Might have the damage to pick up a kill. No, he doesn't secure it. Energy picks up the kill. And there's a double with the Q coming out of Zeitnot, but here comes Lissandra looking for more. Gets the Q across Stomage, gets the slow in Energy. Well, I think they realize they have some free kills here, and Zeitnot will fall on top of that. WTCN tried to come down, unfortunately, just a little bit too late.
Yeah, and he's going to try and catch up Theocles. He does successfully shut him down. It's going to be 407 bounty on the head of Theocles, picked up by the pop star herself, and she's going to be backing away from that one. As in the bot lane, you can see they're going to be trying to punish them as much as they possibly can by securing that turret as well. That's going to be the first turret taken down of the game. 30 minutes in, and we see turret number 1 fall, this time in favor of Aces High.
All right, so Aces High right there. That was, again, they tried to force something bottom, and it almost backfired on them completely. And look for them, they were able to pick up enough kills to kind of maintain a lead here. But they also did give up this top turret, I believe. It should be going down on this minion wave. And, Energy, give him credit. He's been very mobile. 306. He's been around the map very, very fast. And that's one thing Karma can definitely do since she can speed herself up here. But here we go. DFG now picked up for WTCN. Infinity Edge done for Zeitnot. And Stomage just going to be taking that red buff here from now.
Yeah, for now. We'll see how long he gets to keep hold of that buff considering his history. And see the other build path for Lee Sin starting to form. You see going straight on for the Sightstone, then opting to go towards the Warrior, which is yet to be completed. And then you contrast that with the Ninja Tabby Sightstone and a completed Juggernaut enchant on his Ranger's Trailblazer. Theocles is leagues ahead.
Mm-hmm. And this gold lead it's about to hit 5K. About 16 minutes, just like in the first game. So we might be looking at the same kind of pace here. Not as clean as game number 1 right now for Aces High, but still a strong game nonetheless. And, with 1-2-6 scoreline here out of Nardus, I think his video should be done in just a few seconds once he goes back to base. And that'll allow him to have a little bit more power when it comes to dueling Zeitnot. But the game it seems like it's going to slow down a little bit until, Thocles gets around the map to provide some ganks. Until maybe Dragon comes back.
Yeah, and of course, this is a grand final. Cannot afford to make any mistakes, and already we've seen a handful from both teams. HWA definitely probably leading in terms of errors. And Aces High have been punishing them as best they can. Deathfire Grasp has now been picked up by WTC on Ari, and we know that's a real influential item that mean, Sumi won't be seeing, but making the most while she can. Around in that bot lane in the meantime, Zeetnot is going to be trying to push that wave up towards the turret. Basically, HWA trying to make a move for these turrets at this stage. Energy trying to push them away and clears that wave with one fell swoop. Another turret goes down. 1-2 now, favouring, of course, Aces High, who at this stage, we said HWA need to stop Aces High from building the lead and slowly but surely pulling ahead, and it's exactly what's happening. It feels like an almost mirror of the previous game, just with different champions. But I mean, it's exactly the same timing as well. It's not like anything's changed here for HWA. And the pressure that they're applying to Stomage is just forcing him out of the game. I mean, we are now 16 minutes in. He's yet to complete his jungle item. He's just sitting on 2 long swords. And as a Lee Sin, you just can't be as relevant as a Sejuani can with the same amount. Well, it's obviously the same amount of gold. You're right, still 1,500 gold separating the 2 junglers, and you just can't do enough with that.
Yeah, and he's kind of being forced into this kind of path, but Nardus getting the AFG put on top of him right there. And a nice little combo comes in from WTC and Nardus to finish him off. And one thing we need to keep in mind is the shields coming out of Energy are going to be ridiculous. But now Fat Bab is trying to run away here, forcing the flash out of him. He's going to back off. And he's decided they have him running. I mean, I guess I can't say that because HWA was able to catch out Nardus right there, but they're depending on that. And Lelouch is just free kills.
That's exactly what he is. Uses his ultimate, but so does Sejuani. One goes looking for another one now as Energy is kicked into the face of WTC, but I don't think he wants that. He's not interested. Theocles does get connected by the Lee Sin Q, but it'd be risky to go in. Double Dodgers also gets charmed by the pink pop star. In the meantime, look at Thaldrin just hanging out. He's got the potential to assassinate one of these low health players.
Oh, Energy's behind him still.
Towards
so's the Sandra. This is going to be an easy catch.
You know what Stomage and WTC's plan was, but they do have Zeetnot now, but they're playing on opposite sides. TP's coming in, Thaldrin ulting himself. It means they can get away. No lockup there. Has a great timing on the bubble. Sometimes we see the Namis earlier in the tournament messing that one up. But this is a grand final. No, none of that fluffing skill shot's going to happen here. As already Zeetnot backing away once again.
He was hoping for a crit there.
He was hoping for something. And they're going to be pushing towards this turret. Suddenly HWA gather their resources, gather their champions, and they know that there's a lot of low health members. Theocles' recall is cancelled. They're just delaying the recall and delaying the defense from Aces High.
There's not a lot of ultimates up here. Nardus the only one with his available currently to even use across the mini waves just to shove it out and clear the wave. In the meantime, you know, HWA, they're fighting back, and they're taking advantage of some mistakes Aces High are making. But they're not really accomplishing too much just yet. Yeah, like one turret is not bad. It slowly starts to get you back in this, but they need to pick up kills here. They need to get some momentum growing from that. And yeah, Aces High aren't fluffing it up that bad.
I don't think Aces High really, yeah, you're right, not making enough mistakes at this stage. 6,000 gold. Every single time I draw my eyes to the gold lead, it just seems to get incrementally bigger. And here comes the TP. Lelouch surely not going to be caught out again. Knock up onto Theocles. Feels like a bit of an overinvestment from Thaldrin. But I mean, gets him down towards that Dragon Pit, and that means that they can start it straight away. WTC is there. Stomage is going to be there in time if they want to potentially fight this one. And this could be potential push from HWA. They want to fight this.
Oh! Steal it away. And you see the fight break off the back of Thaldrin. Nice ultimate coming down. WTC getting erased just from the battlefield here right off the bat. And now Nardus getting chased down. He will eventually fall from this one. But Stomage now, he's got nowhere really to run here in the pit. As we do see Thaldrin coming back in. And Aces High, they're actually not winning this fight because Zeitnot is still alive. He's still fighting back here. Energy getting locked down. He doesn't have much mana to work. He gets the kill on a Zeitnot as a twisted advantage just dodges away from the Q. And Fabulous should fall here with Theocles. And this will be 4-for-3 trade, it looks like, in favor here of Aces High.
I feel like I want to see that slow down, breaking down. And Jason, why don't you bring Q that one up, and I want to see. I mean, that felt like it was going one way, and then all of a sudden HWA just started getting caught out. Zeetnot, of course, you're right, just rallying down at the start of that fight. And I mean, great steal from Stomage. That's something we need to highlight, of course. He did manage to pick up that Dragon buff. But other than that, I don't really know if there's too much to be said about the fact that Aces High ended up going, it was a 4-for-4.
No, it was 4-for-3.
4-for-3, sorry.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's have a look at this now, and you can see, Jason. You can see look at the Dragon getting steal. That's the start. That's the start. The catalyst of this team fight.
Yeah, easy steal for Stomage. He's gonna have an easier time executing than the rest of his team. But of course, you have Thaldrin towards the top side. Gets nice ultimate onto 2 of them, locking WTCN down from the beginning. But look, Zeitnot gets so much free damage for the backside with the protection of Stomage because they're so focused on this northern front. And gets a little bit low here to see Theocles trying to chase him away, but there's no one else to help him. That's the problem. So Zeitnot, he realizes he's probably gonna win most of these fights here. And we will have, of course, Thaldrin coming back in to his death eventually. But he does secure at least another one. And it's just Zeitnot getting free damage. Like, no one's here to stop him. But watch this twisted advance. He like dodges. Actually, I don't even know how that Q went through him. That should hit 5-5 in my opinion, but gets the kill, closes things out. And yeah, 4 for 3 trade in favor here of Aces High.
And in the meantime, you can see there's just been a little bit of jungling completed, just taking as much as they possibly can. The Achilles and Stomage respectively, just giving that third blue buff to WTC. And gold lead at the end of that team fight gets larger once again. This time 6,000 gold standing between Aces High and HWA. Of course, this is the best of 5. We're in the grand final now of the International Invitational here for the Turkey. Aces High versus HWA. And I mean, these guys are both very recognized names in the Turkish scene. And at the moment, Aces High really making a bit of a performance, making a show out of this and demonstrating the real power that they possess.
Yeah, look at that CS lead top lane. 141 to 90. That's a 52 CS lead right now. And that is just continuing to grow and just makes Valgen much more powerful than Fat can be. You know, Fat couldn't even go in for his Rod of Ages. He has a Spirit Visage as his first buy. That's because of how far behind he is.
Yeah, exactly. And look at this. They're just making a move for the turret, forcing the culling just to clear out that wave from Zeetnot to keep that turret kicking. And you can see to force something potentially with the Twisted Advance. They have the engage. I just don't think HWA are in a position where they can. Twisted Advance, Q of course from Lee Sin, the Charm from WTC. WTC already been chunked down to about half health, which makes his fighting potential all that lower.
All they want to do, or all I want to do is just kill WTCN and they should be able to have the fight.
Oh, Valgen's trying to do something. He does all into Stomage, but that's not after he kicks him away. Dashes away with the ward jump. And now, oh, they want this bad. They try and take Thaldrin, but you're on Alessandra. She's got Zonya's got their ultimate as well. Thaldrin not going to be going down on this one. Stomaged is, though, for Fabulous, locked up by Dumbledog. He's not going to be breathing in that bubble as he's surely going to be taken down. Does double kill. Nardius looking to perhaps continue, and 3 members from HWA looking around, wondering where the rest of their team went. Straight away,
it was the tanks that died. That's the weird part, right? Like, it's only the tanks that died on that one.
And I can see, I can imagine TS being like, where was the follow-up? We engaged, and I don't know if that's what HWA were after there. WTC and Zeetnot would have just been eliminated, deleted if they'd have gone into that.
Well, it was just a bad engage by Aces High. Like, they focused completely the wrong targets, and you can see like the health out of HWA. There were the 3, you know, they did carry the mid lane and the support were all pretty much 75% health or more because they weren't touched in that fight, which is the way, you know, the nature of how that fight broke down. But you know, either way, Aces High still come with kills. You can see 4 kills in the top lane, 4 kills in the jungle, 4 kills mid lane, and 3 for the AD carry and 3 for support. So a really big lead built up for them now. We're approaching 10,000 here in just a few minutes' time, it seems. And with that 4th dragon coming up, that could be a major turning point for this game for Aces High. You know, that 4th dragon just gives them so much more power to push in towards these turrets, just delete these minion waves a little bit quicker and allow them to take turrets faster.
Yep, cool, calm, collected. Aces High remain steadily in the lead. 23 minutes in, and with a gold lead like that, HWA have to go back to the drawing board somewhat. Demo Dodge just going to perhaps be caught out a little too quick, though, as he swims on through the river to safety. Trying to clear out the Scarlet Crab, trying to get vision for Dragon, and nearly snatched away with one auto attack from Janna, but that is going to be a step in the right direction for Aces High. Pink ward to clear out as much as they possibly can. As, of course, Dragon up in 50. They need to, I mean, the fact that if they could secure this one, of course, 2 already secured for the Aces High side, considering Stomage did manage to stop and steal away number 3. In the meantime, though, Stomage is trying to perhaps do something over in that top lane. He's on his own, though. They feel so very separate and removed at this stage. HWA literally just trying for a pick, begging for a pick, begging for a slip up from Aces High, and they are not going to oblige.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, I forgot that the dragon was stolen away, so that would be the 3rd one for Aces High. And they would be able to have the extra movement speed, which is definitely a big win for them, especially when you have a Karma Titan for a nice movement speed for your team. Either way, you can see they're just kind of waiting around for Dragon. 10 seconds left to go until that spawns in, trying to keep HWA back, trying to keep their vision, and trying to get some deeper vision in if they can here. But now, Thackeray is getting kind of caught out, taking a little bit of chip here. And that might actually prevent them from going for Dragon, but you have a Nami there to heal him up with. You have Valgen pushing that top lane. This is where they don't actually need to go for Dragon, just keep the enemy team around it. Allow Valgen to keep pushing, because he's going to need a free turret right now.
He's quite happy to do just that. Valgen just hitting it slowly but surely with those little icicles. And in the meantime, it's like HWA want to kickstart this Dragon. They're going to be going as hard as they possibly can. TP's going to be coming in, though, from Thaldrin. He doesn't want that turret. He wants the Dragon. They want that 3rd stack. And Theocles going low, but not low enough as already Lelouch forcing them away with that ultimate. 2 low health bars, races high already. WTC pursuing with that ultimate. He's got a charge left, as you see already. Lissandra trying to do something, but Thaldrin, beautifully timed with the charm. Immediately Zonyazing out of that one to try and delay his death. And in fact, he's not going down just yet. Support from Karma with his shield for his entire team. Energy, 1 auto attack onto Fabulous for the double. Energy securing that one. 2 down already for HWA to just 1 of Aces High. They're starting that dragon, but those health bars are low, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see something from WTC. Don't know if he has the mana to play with this one. Xenot does, though. He's going to try and connect anything he possibly can. Dragon falling low, but here comes Xenot straight away into Theocles. Energy's there to lock him up, though. Does take him down. Oh, Thaldrin picking up once more as they're just back and forth. 2 teams trading, butting heads around this dragon. And the end of it, Dragon's like, oh, nobody wants me? Okay. Feeling pretty rejected as they back away with those health bars flashing so very red, and they have to kind of get away and readdress how important Dragon Buff is.
Yeah, really surprised Ace High actually stuck around that long for that, because now, without their jungler, it looks like Stonmage might be able to run straight towards Dragon and pick it up himself. And I could have told you from a mile away that Theocles was going to die, because the way they were taking that Dragon, it was really hit or miss. And congrats to, obviously big props up to Zeitnot for going over the wall, picking up the kill. Yeah, he did die, but he didn't get the Dragon get taken. Now they can set back up and do the whole thing yet again. Yeah,
it is quite literally a case of rinse and repeat. This time, HWA going to be battling full vision control. They know there's going to be a pink around there somewhere. Trying to sweep it out, try and find it. They do. And in the meantime, Aces High have returned. Just waiting on Thaldrin. Of course, Thaldrin going in so very hard that last time, using his ultimate right in the center of all. And it didn't feel quite as powerful as it does have potential to be. And already Thaldrin's ultimate is back up, so we have the Sejuani, the Lissandra, even the Karma ultimate is all there. Every single ultimate on Aces High is up and ready to go. Same is the case, though, for HWA. Both teams ready for this one. Just a couple of seconds on the ultimate for Lelouch. There's already Dragons around half health. They're trying to do something already. Theocles is at the front line, and he's going to be happy to tank it away. Pushing power is picked up already by Stonmage, taking the Dragon once more. And in the meantime, Theocles and the entire Aces High side get under a barrage of fire. But Janna already first to fall. Looking to respond already is Ari. WTC, he's doing so much, but not as much as Nadius. It's a dribble. Oh, baby, it's a dribble. Can he find the 4? WTC charming Theocles, trying to get away. He's doing anything within his power to take down one with him. It's a quadra, as Nadius is going to be happy to add 7 to his kill to deaths, and he's going to perhaps be looking towards that Baron pit.
That was such an ugly fight out of the side of Aces High. You had Theocles just push away the enemy team, but Stonmage was sitting there like, all right, ignore me. I'm going to just wait until Dragon gets low and smite it away. But look, for Aces High, they come out with the ace right there. A nice quadra kill coming in for Nardis. And that's exactly what they needed to kind of get some momentum building up here. Baron should easily go their way. 26-12 kind of scoring 28 minutes in. They already have a 10,000 gold lead. 10,000 plus. And Aces High looking to be, yet again, for the second game running, the stronger team.
Yeah, definitely wasn't a fluke in game 1. Aces High dictating every single in and out of this game. And the Sejuani pick, it feels like it's doing what it should be. 4-2-9 now. Theocles, this constant tanky frontliner. And the problem they have with it is that when the Sejuani is at that front line is when the AD carry is under pressure, there's always that risk of the AD carry being completely and utterly locked up next to that ranged stun from Theocles. And then they have that follow-up. They have Thaldrin, they have energy. They even have Nadius, who seems to be taking a lot of risks with that Graves play, and it's paying off.
You have to give a lot of credit squeak to energy there, as he's 7-0-17. The shields he's been putting down and applying to Thaldrin, to Nardis have been so spot on. We saw Winston's earlier on towards Dragon where Thaldrin got charmed up after his ultimate, then he Zonias, and then the enemy team just waited till his Zonias was down, and boom, hit him with the shield, kept him alive, and allowed him to run away. And honestly, that's one big selling point here for Aces High. Energy is really doing phenomenal with his Karma.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Pick that is being kind of justified. It's just justifying itself. Baron buff, of course, picked up by Aces High, and so they're going to be looking to try and make a move down the mid lane. Charm not connecting neither the least in queue, and HWA just throwing out everything they can to try and stave this one off. Great ward already from Aces High to keep that vision on Ari, and they have potential to perhaps surprise WTC here, looking for the lockup, but Dash is forced. They use the ultimate, get it out of WTC early, and that's already one cooldown ticking away. Theocles, fantastic presence as this jungler, the bear riding beast.
Chaos is up on the Luch, though. That's going to be a really big item for this, because WTC gets locked down. It's an instant cleanse for him to allow him to get some mobility around. That's what's been able to kill him before, is just him getting ulted by Lissandra, getting bubbled, and they just get bursted. So that pickup could turn these tides of these fights here. But then again, you have so much CC to be prepared for. Is it the AD carry you want to get free? Is it the mid laner? Is it maybe someone else? And it's going to come down to that split-second decision-making when these fights break out.
Yeah, you're going to have fast fingers as a support. Make sure you can keep your get carries alive. And talking to carries, 7-0-17 energy. Really highlighted just how many assists he has. Just the power of Karma. Perhaps it's Karma from all those games on Oriana, you know, for picking up the assists, not necessarily getting the kills. And this time, though, 7 kills, 0 deaths. Can't touch him. As they're just going to face tank that mid turret. They're just basically playing mind games here on HWA. And picking up these objectives. That's going to extend the gold lead once again. 58,000 to 43. As they're going to be joining that huge wave top. As if it needed to be Baron buffed. They could potentially be adding even more damage to the onslaught that is in top lane.
Look at that gold difference now. We're approaching 15,000 now, 31 minutes in. The first game lasted 30 minutes. This one lasting a little bit longer here, but it's still just as one-sided. It's just kind of HWA is... Actually, this game is more one-sided, to be honest. But HWA are picking up a lot more kills than they probably should have been able to. I mean, look at that top lane CS again. 115 to 233, and Fabulous, forced to go into the Aegis, doesn't have a Rod of Aegis at all. So he doesn't really have any damage. And that is going to be a major downside to their team, where if WTCN or Zeitnot get bursted, then that's it. They lost half of their damage of the team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And taking, what, a Lucian away, a WTC away. Either of them so vulnerable. Obviously no Zhonya's yet. Just have the Seeker's Arm Guard to his name. And, I mean, CS-wise, they are level, but that's not really relevant at this stage. When there's so many kills already, 26, that's where the gold is coming from, and that's their income. You can see just 13,000 gold on Energy's side and just 9,800, so almost 4,000 gold. In fact, yeah, exactly 4,000 gold between those two mid laners. All across the board, 12,000 is the closest gap, but that's 12 to 14, so 2,000 separating the two AD carries. You can see 2,000 separating the two supports, and it's across the board. The biggest discrepancy, of course, in that top lane, you see Fabulous on just 7,800 and 13,000 to Thaldrin.
And that's one of their major tanks. And if Fabulous can't withstand the barrage of damages coming his way, no one on his team can. And I mean, he does have a lot of health. Luckily, he does have decent amount of magic resist. But I don't know if it's going to be enough, because Nardus, he has Affinity Edge, Bloodthirster, Sack Shift, Last Whisper. He's got 5 items out of 6 done. And I'm really surprised that Aces High are taking this long to force a fight. Like, I guess they realize that HWA still have a lot of damage. If one person gets caught out, it could be the end of them. But they also have a giant lead that they shouldn't be too worried. Like, they should be able to beat them just in terms of skill, not having to depend on having a 15,000 gold lead.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's a case of having a good gold lead, but wanting to extend their advantage in this best of 5. Best of 5 can go so many different ways. We've seen it time and time again where a team will secure game 1 and game 2, and then suddenly there's a whole turnaround and you've got a best of 3 on your hands. Well, I say a best of 3. Three games, not necessarily a best of 3, but in this stage, Aces High looking really incredibly strong. And HWA need to find an answer to this one and find an answer quickly. 2 Dragons, of course, fought HWA 3 for Aces High now. Stomage is trying to make a move. He's used the kick, and oh, here comes Chaos. WTC going incredibly low, dashing away already. Nardius has picked up one. Thaldrin as well. As HWA are getting picked apart. 2 members remain, Xenot and Lelouch, and they're pretty much being cornered in, farmed in by the Aces High side. They wrap it all up beautifully, and it's a surrender.
Yeah, 5-0 surrender, so 30-12 ending off that game, 34 minutes in. Aces High take their second map here, and this best of 5 for the grand finals of the League of Legends Turkey International Invitational, and are now 1 map